Namaste children, welcome back to another session of our chapter Reproduction in Animals. So in this particular chapter, in our earlier classes, we came to know the importance of reproduction, and after that we came to know the different modes of reproduction as asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Yes, so now even we came to know about different methods of asexual reproductions like budding, binary fission. Yes, and now even multiple fission, we understood the concepts of all these methods of asexual reproduction. So in next class, we learned about the need of sexual reproduction in the developed organisms and the need of production of gametes in these sexual reproduction methods. And we understood that major variations that are produced in the living organisms that are because of the sexual reproduction, where you can see the involvement of two parents with the two different gametes. When such two different gametes are fusing with each other, you always will find number of variations. So in our today's class, we are going to learn about the sexual reproduction in human beings. So we know that human beings, the organs of reproductive systems that are present in human beings that are mainly divided into two different parts. The one part we are saying it as the primary reproductive parts, and the another parts that are called as accessory reproductive parts. The human reproductive system, we can classify them into primary reproductive parts and secondary reproductive parts. So in these primary reproductive parts, if you will observe carefully, at first, in case of males, you will get the testis, where testis is directly involving in the production of sperm cells, so it is called the primary reproductive parts. Whereas in case of females, you will observe that as a ovary, because it is producing the female gametes called ova or ovum. So now the next one, that is accessory reproductive parts. Accessory reproductive parts means these parts that are included all those structures which help them to transfer and meet of two different kinds of sex cells. Okay, that means they are helpful in the fertilization process, they are helpful in the growth and development of the egg, they are helpful in the speed motility of the gametes, everything. So now here in case of males, the accessory reproductive organs are your glandular structures, vas deferens, whereas in case of females, that are the fallopian tube and even uterus. So these are called the accessory reproductive organs, which are not directly playing any role in reproduction. They are helpful in the production, in the growth and development of the sperm cells. They are nourishing them. They are helping in the fertilization process and development of the egg. So after learning about the different methods, different parts of reproductive system, now let us quickly learn about what is the male reproductive organs and how these male reproductive organs that are helpful. So in case of male reproductive system, if you will observe carefully, so in this male reproductive system, the main organ that is helping in the production of gametes, that is the testis. This is the testis. Okay, and now that testis, it is releasing the sperms into a gland-like structure called sperm duct. What we are saying it's called your sperm duct. Now after that, the next organs are your glandular structures. These glandular structures, they are, one is here and the others are present here inside the urethra, and then a penis and a urethra. These are some of the structures that are present in the male reproductive system that are helpful in the production and development of gametes. So let us learn about the male reproductive system's main organ, that is the testis. So if you will observe the testis, you will find that it is a oval shaped body, and a pair of testes, they are present on either side of the penis, where the testis itself, it is protected by a sac-like skin that is called your scrotum, or we are even saying it as a scrotal sac. So this testis during the embryonic stage, means when the male is growing in the mother's body, they are present inside the abdomen. Then they decide into the scrotal sacs just before the birth. And abnormal conditions, they will present remain in the abdomen only, that leads to sterility. So very high temperatures that does not permit the sperms to mature. So under normal conditions, this sac suspended from the body escapes too much, means this scrotal sac, it is mainly helping in maintaining the proper and normal temperatures inside the testes. Scrotal sac or scrotum, it is a sac-like structure in which your testes are present. So if you will observe this testes, inside the testes you are having some tube-like structures. Those are called your seminiferous tubules, from where the production of sperm cells takes place. So now, once the sperm cells, they are produced out, now the sperm cells, they are coming out from the testes and storing in an epididymis, this coiled part, it's called your epididymis, which is present on the testes, where the sperm cells are stored for a smaller duration. Now from the epididymis, now the sperm cells, they are entering into a duct-like structure, a tube-like structure, that is called your sperm ducts, or we even saying it as a vas deferens. So now this vas deferens, it helps the sperms to travel upward into the abdomen. Okay. So now, if you will observe, as there are two testes, two sperm cells are present, and when the sperm cell traveling to the sperm duct or through the vasa deferens, it reaches to the bladder, where now the sperm cells are stored for a while, where the glandular structures, they are releasing their secretions, so that the sperm cells, they are maintained in a proper medium. So the first glandular structures that you will observe, that are your seminal vesicles, which are present inside the urinary bladder like this, which are helping to serve the medium that increases the motility rate of the sperm cells. So they are secreting a whitish liquid called semen, which promotes the sperm cells to move very fastly. So now after that, the next glandular structure that you will observe, that is the prostate gland. So this prostate gland, it is a glandular structure that is present just below your urinary bladder, that helps to maintain always an alkaline condition, because the bladder, it stores even urine. So always it is in an acidic condition. But here, now this prostate gland, it is releasing its secretions into the bladder, that helps to maintain the alkaline conditions in the bladder, so that your sperm cell can move very fastly. And now the third glandular structures, which we are saying as a bulbouteral glands, these are the glands that are helping the sperm cells and acting it as a lubricant. Okay, so now let us see even the structure of the sperm. So if you will observe from the testes, from the seminal vesicles of these testes, um, seminiferous tubules, from the seminiferous tubules of the testes, sperm cells are produced. And now that sperm cell, if you will observe carefully, the entire sperm cell body we can differentiate into mainly three parts. One is an oval shaped head, and the second one is mid piece, and the third one is tail. So now on this head, a very thin layer, sharp pointed layer, it is present. It's called acrosome, which helps the testes to deeply penetrate into the egg and to fuse the genetic material. So at the bottom of the head, you are having the genetic material, a nucleus with a genetic material. It is present at the bottom of the sperm cell. So now the mid piece of the sperm cell, if you will observe carefully, this is a piece where the mitochondria it is present that helps or provides the energy for a sperm cell to move very fastly. And last but not the least, that is the long tail-like structure that is helping the sperm to move very fastly. So once the sperm, when it is reaching to the bladder, it stores there for some time. After that, they are released into the penis. Penis is a cylindrical shaped structure that serves for the passage of both semen and urine. So through the semen and urine, now through the penis, the materials, sperm cells, they are excreted out. Okay, children, in our today's class, we learnt about human male reproductive system. In our next class, we are going to learn about human female reproductive system, its parts, and how the fertilization occurs, what are the different stages in the menstrual cycle, and everything. Okay, children, thank you so much.